Replicator Bot 2 has arrived. I've been looking forward to this for quite a long time. My old 3D printer has been broken and out of service for several months, and the geometry's just been piling up, and now it's time to get going. I'm printing this object here, which, as you can see, I've sliced using this Replicator G program on my laptop, and then I just put the converted it from an STL file to a X3G file and dragged it onto one of these SD cards, and then plugged the SD card into the printer, pressed a couple of buttons, and off we are. So 10% of the way there. I'm not sure if it's all sticking together properly. It doesn't seem to have gone through the same tactic as my old printer did, of making a uniform platform that everything glues together on. I'm hoping that it's working right, but it's the first try, so I really don't know. Just have to wait and see. Okay, so 20% of the way through. All seems to be going quite well. I think I've given it quite a lot to chew for a first bite. This is a relatively complicated model. I've just started with Replicator G splicing the next thing I want to print. It's going to be cellular automata cubes. And so basically all I had to do to get this running was just get Replicator G and then go to machine and tell it that the machine is a Replicator 2, and then put the STL file in and tell it to splice it and turn it into an X3G file, and then just transfer that onto here with a SD card. So pretty simple stuff really. It's non-conventional, so I hope it's going to work, but all signs are looking good. Now we're about halfway through and all seems to be going pretty well at the moment. This is my own design. I think it's a little bit of a mouthful for this printer to start off with, but it does seem to be doing rather well. I think using the Replicator G software, it's really, I think one can get started printing in about 30 minutes from opening the box, which is really very good, I'd say. Okay, so about 80% of the way through, and it's seeming to shape up quite well. Printing at a low temperature. This initial transparent plastic spool apparently doesn't give quite as high quality performance as the monotone ones, so I'm quite looking forward to making some things out of the white later. But considering how complex this thing is, and that the wall thicknesses are just about at the limits of what this material is supposed to take on, say, shapeways, I think this Makerbot Replicator 2 machine is performing rather well. Okay, so it's just finished printing this first trial, and I'd give it about 7 out of 10. And here we have the final product. This wheel shape. So this is about at the limits of how small shapeways would produce a model of this type. So considering that it's got wall thickness about minimal possible for most 3D printing methods, I'd say this Replicator 2's done quite a good job. On reflection, maybe I give the thing about 8 out of 10. It's a very nice printer.